Music is one of the best and criminally underrated parts of a video game. This is a topic I have so badly wanted to share on a platform like this. And what better way to start than with a series whose music soundtracks are truly outstanding. My name is WileyWood, and today I am going to be ranking my top 20 Dr. Wily Stage music tracks from my favorite video game series, Mega Man. For over 30 years, Mega Man has been taking on Dr. Wily and his nefarious schemes for world domination. For anyone that has not played a Mega Man game before, you play as the adorable, determined, and badass fighting robot Mega Man. You must fight your way through 6 to 8 robot masters and obtain the weapon from every robot you defeat. The point of the game is to find out what boss is weak against each weapon. For example, Fireman being weak to Iceman, and Dustman being weak against Ringman. Okay, maybe all of them don't make perfect sense, but once you have defeated every robot master, you then make it to Dr. Wily Stage, and that is what we will be covering today. In my opinion, Mega Man has some of the best soundtracks I have ever heard in video games. And when you make it to Dr. Wily's castle, the music is definitely taken to a whole nother level. No joke, I literally listen to Mega Man music in the car all the time. And for music that is simply a combination of beeps and bloops, with some songs being written over 20 years ago, these songs are truly something special. And for anyone out there who does not think video game music is actual music, here's what I have to say. It does not matter where music comes from. It can come from a movie, a television show, a live concert, or from an album of an artist you truly love. Music is something that is in our lives every day and can truly have an impact on our overall well-being. So it should not, and does not matter, if that music comes from a video game. Before I start, I do want to go over a few rules for this ranking. This ranking will cover only songs that are labeled as a stage in the game, meaning there will be no boss fight music or sound effects in this list. I will only be covering the original soundtracks on the Legacy collections from the Nintendo Switch, no fan-made music or remixes. Now this part is kind of a spoiler for Mega Man games 4 through 6, so if you want to play those 3 games blind, skip to this timestamp in the video. I will be including Dr. Cossack, Mr. X, and Proto Man's stage music in this ranking, as even though they are not labeled as Dr. Wily music, these characters are being manipulated by Dr. Wily, or are the Doctor in disguise. Anyway, I will be judging these songs mostly on feel. I could tell you I am ranking them based on how they fit the level they come from, or which one is the best from a critical perspective, or based on so many other factors that I cannot begin to think of. But I can't tell you that and be honest with myself. While I am passionate about my decisions in this list, and will stick by them, I get that not everyone can agree on the same things. Honestly, if 10 people came up to me and said 10 different songs from this ranking were their personal number 1, I would completely understand. That's why making this list was so difficult, because I wasn't sure how to rank these at first, and all of these songs are just so good to me. This is why I decided to listen to all of these songs, let the music take over, and adjust my rank based on what I felt. Because that's what music does. It makes you feel things, and when you play a Mega Man game and finally get to Dr. Wily's stage, the music really sets the tone and makes you feel like you're about to save the world. One final note I want to make is if you cannot hear the music in the background, that is because I don't want to get hit with a copyright infringement, but luckily, Capcom has made all the Mega Man soundtracks available on Spotify. But you can always find hardworking fans making these original soundtracks available on so many different platforms. That way, you can give them a listen yourself and see just how great they truly are. With all of that out of the way, let's begin. Kicking off our list is Mega Man 7 Dr. Wily Stage 3. And this one is honestly just average. It's not bad by any means, but when I listen to this song, I don't get hyped up, you know? Stage 3, while good, is just against such good competition going forward, I had to put it at the bottom. Coming in at number 19, we have MM3 Dr. Wily Stage 1. It has a catchy beat and does a good job of building up the suspense of Dr. Wily's castle. However, it is pretty repetitive. This song has some good stuff in it, but it just wasn't enough for me, and it did fall short in a few spots. But it does a good job of setting the tone, and you just gotta love those 8-bit drum sounds. Okay, so number 18, I went with MM5 Dr, aka Proto Man, stages. The song is labeled like this because in Mega Man 5, at the 4 final levels, you are faced with a robot called Darkman, with each one being manipulated by Proto Man, Mega Man's brother. And this song plays in every single one of these levels. By the way, this next part is a tiny spoiler for Mega Man 5, so go ahead and skip to this timestamp real quick if you don't want to be spoiled. You are led to believe that Proto Man is the one manipulating the robots, but then realize it was Dr. Wily who took over the 4th Darkman and disguised himself as Proto Man. Many people consider this song to be one of the best in the entire series. I am not one of those people. But this is an amazing song that deserves so much respect and makes it into this list. When it comes to Mega Man tracks that do a good job of setting the tone of the game, MM1 Dr. Wily Stage 1 does a really good job. When it comes to the music as a whole, it does suffer being from the first game in the series, as the developers and composers had a limited amount of cartridge space to make their game look and sound good, especially for 1987. When it comes to being the first Dr. Wily stage theme ever, it does a great job of establishing a base for the other games to build off of, which is why I have a lot of respect for it, and it makes this list. I will give credit where credit is due. The slow buildup of this song is straight up awesome. The bass line has a really cool sound to it, and then when the song finally kicks in, you get the sense that while this feat of taking on Wily will not be easy, you are more than up to the challenge. Plus, I like how this song is not as rock and roll centered compared to the others on this list, making it really stand out. If you have not had the chance to play this game or listen to this song, please consider giving it a chance. I really think you will not be disappointed. Compared to the other tracks in this ranking, this track has one of the more darker vibes. And that takes it a long way, especially with all the other crap you have just endured in the game, because Mega Man 3 is one of the more difficult and unfair Mega Man games, much less platformers, I have ever played. The flats and sharps clashing against each other do an excellent job of setting up the major fight you are about to face against a giant peacekeeping robot. If anything, this song sounds like a death march, which is pretty accurate because you will die a lot in this final fight. It's just a shame that it gets a little repetitive and overall is on the short side. Still though, great song. So with the number 14 spot on this list, I just want to say I really like what Mega Man 9 and 10 did in naming their songs, as it's cool to see what the composer thought each song should represent in the game. And No Turning Back holds true to this idea, as the song could fit in something huge like an anime fight where all the characters keep battling and clawing their way through enemies, knowing they have come too far to quit now. That is what this track does, and it does well, setting up an epic conclusion to the 10th game in the series. It's just too bad because there is another stage after this before getting to Dr. Wily, and I think this song should have swapped places with it. This is a song that took what previous game soundtracks established and refined the absolute crap out of it. Sometimes I have mixed feelings on Mega Man 9, because this was the series returning after 12 years in submission, and Capcom let Inti Creates make a game in the Mega Man 2 art style, ranging from graphics to the sounds. And while I completely understand if you think the song sounds too high-pitched or off-key, I don't. Mega Man 9 Strange World has a fantastic melody, and I love the beeps that play in the background. It all flows very well together, and I could listen to it all day, even if it sounds a little sharper against the ears. Alright, now we're getting into the straight up bangers. The upbeat tempo going with the increasing melody all leading up to an explosion makes me feel so energetic and pumped up to take on the doc. A phenomenal song with a very satisfying ending that is simply a joy to listen to. You know what's crazy? At the time of making this video, this is the only high-definition song from all the Dr. Wily Stage themes. Think about it. This series has been around for 30 plus years, and this was Dr. Wily's first stage theme not to be made with an 8 or 16-bit sound aesthetic. The drums, the whistles, the sirens, and phenomenal beat all coming together to make something I can only describe as epic. I know I didn't use the correct labels in describing the different parts of the music just now, but give this song a listen, and you will know what I mean. Alright, we made it to the top 10, and talk about a song with a good beat. I know I've said that about a few of the previous stage themes that I've covered, but the beat of any song is very important. And when you play this stage, you get the sense that you have traveled the world to fight for peace. The melody of Mega Man 6 Dr. Wily Stage does a great job because you feel like you are about to give it your all one last time to finally put away Dr. Wily for good. Until he breaks free in the 7th game, but otherwise there would be no more Mega Man games, and we can't have that now, can we? This song is more than deserving of being in the top half of this list. When I heard this song for the very first time, I was taken aback by the off-key notes. But once I got past those first 5 seconds, I knew this song was deserving of making the top 10. Once again, this song name fits perfectly, because in those first 5 seconds, you can hear the fighting against the pressure, all leading to a triumphant ending, which is everything you need in a good boss battle and the music accompanying it. It just makes me wish this trend of naming the Mega Man themes had started sooner, so I could understand what the composers were thinking in all of the other songs that I've talked about. So I'm not 100% sure if this song is supposed to sound Russian, but what I do like about this song is how unique it is compared to the many others on this list. I've never heard an 8-bit song do a bass line, melody, or harmony quite like this before, and I love it. It sounds so grand and extravagant for an 8-bit melody, which is why it's so awesome. For a character who got such little time to shine, Mega Man 4 Dr. Cossack Stage 2 stands out as an original and fitting composition for not just Mega Man 4, but the entire series as a whole. Speaking of one-off characters, here we have Mr. X's stage theme. This one is a personal favorite of mine. At first, I thought, yeah, this is pretty high-pitched for a video game composition, but again, just because a song is 8-bit, and as a result may sound off-key to you, doesn't mean it's a bad song. Sometimes you just feel attached to a song because you think it sounds so good. It doesn't matter what anyone else says, because you are deciding, yeah, I like this, you don't, and that's okay. Which is why this song is deserving of the number 7 spot. Man, I just can't help but bob my head to this sick beat hum to this kick-ass tune and give this song the kudos it deserves. God, Mega Man 9 has some fantastic music. This song just rocks, okay? I don't even know what else to say. Just give it a listen and you will know what I mean. Okay, so Mega Man 5 has some really good songs. it also has some really bad songs. But thank God it ended with a true masterpiece in Mega Man 5 Dr. Wily Stage. This song tells a story, and when any song tells a story, that is always a good thing. When I listen to this song, I just get the sense that my hours of fighting bad guys and evildoers is almost over and that I can't quit now. Way to end on a good one, Mega Man 5. Okay, I know I keep on repeating myself, but goddamn this beat is fantastic! I just adore any song with good rhythm to the point where my whole body goes along with the beat. Every time I listen to this song, I feel that way. Every single time. In fact, I almost put this as my number one, but after listening to these next three songs, I knew I had to adjust my list, and hopefully you will see why. I love the start of this song. The heavy rock and roll hits you so well, and the rest of the song, I mean, I just have no words. I know I sound like a broken record, but with music like this, you don't know how to describe the way you feel about it to someone. And while that person may never know the feeling you are having, your opinion still doesn't change. Mega Man 10 is underrated with its music, and this song proves why. A worthy contender for one of Mega Man's best songs ever made. For those who don't know, this song is widely considered to be the best song overall in the entire Mega Man series. And that is completely justified. Mega Man 2 is widely considered to have one of the best video game soundtracks for the original Nintendo Entertainment System, with this song being the crown jewel. This song was extremely hard for me to rank, as I really wasn't sure if this should take the number one spot. Do I put it at number one because that's what everyone else thinks? If I don't put it at number one, will people disregard my video entirely? In the end, I decided that yes, this song is damn near perfect, and in every way, truly iconic. But there was one song that I think just barely, and I mean just barely, topped it. Coming in at number one, we have Mega Man 9 Flash in the Dark, and here is why I decided to put it over Mega Man 2's Dr. Wily Stage theme. This song right here has literally everything you need in not just a Dr. Wily Stage theme, but a video game composition in general. Catchy beat? Check. Contrasting sharps and flats to resemble the bad guys? Check. An amazing and triumphant melody? Check. A fast rock and roll adrenaline rush building up to a satisfying ending? Check. Sure, there is more I love about this song, and parts it could improve on, like the high-pitched parts. But the way this song comes together just hits me in a different way, and reminds me why I love video games so much. Because when you truly love a game, you get immersed in the world and the characters, and the music is so integral to that experience. That is why Flash in the Dark is well deserving of the number one spot. Wow, that was a long list for me to start my channel with. But I am glad I did, and I really hope you did too. I know I am not an expert when it comes to all this stuff, but I cannot stress enough how much of this is opinion-based and is meant to be. Music is art, and art is subjective. What's beautiful about that, and I know this is cliche, is there is no right answer. But you have to consider people say there is no right answer all the time. Because it's true. Just because I say I like a song doesn't mean you have to, and vice versa. Just don't be a jerk when you express your opinion, and everyone will be okay. Overall, I just love Mega Man and video game music, so I wanted to make this list and share how I feel with you. But what's your favorite Dr. Wily Stage music? Let me know in the comments. As always, please consider subscribing, and thank you so much for watching. I hope I was able to show you just how important video game music is to me, and I really do hope you give these tracks a listen. But if you are having trouble today or just can't seem to get your spirits up, take a break, and remember to love, breathe, and game.